Tomorrowverse is coming to an end. DC's animated disaster of the Tomorrowverse is coming to an end. Apparently, there's going to be 3 movies this year, I believe, going through the whole Infinite Crisis stuff that was done. And the first movie, Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, is out, and it is a confused, jumbled mess, just like everything else that has come out of the Tomorrowverse. It once again makes you scratch your head and wonder what in God's name are people even trying to do. I get it. Now, normally, I do like my top 10 takeaways whenever I'm reviewing a movie, but there's so much confusion here that I think the best way to do this is to literally go through the movie and just try to figure out maybe what the hell they were trying to do, but point out the sense it doesn't make. Now, the movie starts off, and apparently, every time Flash is somehow caught in something where he's constantly zipping through time, like certain things, so something will happen, and then the next thing you will see him running through the time sphere or something, so, and ending up at a different milestone in his life, like his first date with Iris, going to be fighting something with Superman, these kind of things. It keeps happening. Now, it's confusing because you don't know why it's happening, what's going on, who's forcing him to do it, whether it's something else like that. But it could have worked had they actually done something smart, right? But let me tell you the 2 reasons why this doesn't work. One, because if you're a total newbie who comes into it and you don't know what's going on, you'll be confused as to what's going on, what's happening. There's no consistency as to what's really going on, because at one moment Flash will be in one timeline, then in the next moment he'll be on another Earth, and then the next moment he'll be in another timeline again, then he'll be back in the past, and he'll be in the future at different Earth. It's just back and forth. You're not sure what's going on. But again, like I say, it could have worked had they used the last few movies to set up something so that you could have an understanding of exactly the story they were trying to lead up to. But since they didn't do that, you're not sure what the hell is going on at all. Now, also, we finally get to see the formation of the Justice League. And apparently they're calling this Earth 1, but this version, Earth 1 of the Justice League, doesn't make any sense, because yes, you have Batman, you have Superman, you have Flash, you have Green Arrow, you have Vixen, because they went and recruited Vixen. She's a model. She was on the runway, all kind of thing, and then after that they went and they recruited her. Okay, then they went and they recruited Martian Manhunter. Now the problem with them recruiting Martian Manhunter is that in the last movie, he literally died. So you're like, how in God's name is he here now? Because the way it panned out in the last movie, you weren't sure if it was in the future, in the past, whatever it was, because you know that the different that Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman had been abducted and something. So, but the Martian Manhunter that was blown up was apparently the Martian Manhunter, because the person was saying that, they searched across the different timelines and space to find him. But now he's alive again. And then when they go to recruit Hal Jordan, he refuses to join them. He says that, he's already on a team and he gone. But he literally had died a couple movies back, because, that's when they decided to bring in John Stewart, and then this whole shit with Hal Jordan getting infected with parallax, and nobody thought to themselves, let's just remove the infection from him. No, Green Arrow ended up murdering him, but that's it. And then that's the formation of the Justice League. They just go around recruiting people here, there, and then they end up, and the only woman on the team is Vixen, because there is no Wonder Woman in this universe. None. No Wonder Woman in this universe. Okay, then then once again, Barry ends up zipping through time, and they end up having this Superman and Barry end up having this fight against the Amazo Android. But this Amazo Android doesn't copy the powers and abilities of metahumans. No, this one was built using something from Parasite, so it now absorbs the meta powers from people, killing them, and it almost sucked the life out of Superman. All right, good. Then Flash ends up zipping through time and space to another Earth, and ends up on the Earth with the crime syndicate. You have Ultraman, Superwoman, Owlman, some kind of Green Lantern knockoff, and Johnny Quick. And as you know, they're all criminals, but you know, they look terrible. Because like I said before, the art style for this never look good from the start. It doesn't get any better. The entire persona and everything looks terrible. But there is no reason for them to be in this movie. Honestly, the only reason that they are in this movie is to die stupidly. That's it. Because when Flash ends up on their world, they've already taken it over, and then they're bored, and they're going to find a new world to conquer. And while all of this is happening, some mysterious antimatter wave is moving across the multiverse, completely erasing worlds. And the crime syndicate's brilliant plan is to go and punch it. One by one, they all get wiped out because they do, like I said, there's no reason for them to be in this movie other than that. But that's what happens. Now, the movie is supposed to be kind of centered around certain things like Barry and Iris and stuff. And you know, he keeps showing up at different points in their life and all this stuff. Okay, all of that would have been really touching had they explored the relationship and grown something with them, but that never happens. Because at one point, Barry ends up on his wedding, he ends up zipping through time again, and ends up on his wedding day, where he's going to be marrying Iris. And Jon Stewart is his best man. Why is Jon Stewart his best man? When did they become friends? What's going on? You don't know. They never explain it. So when Barry goes to see Iris, whose Iris is maid of honor? Lois Lane. Why is Lois Lane her maid of honor? When did they meet? What's going on? You only literally saw Lois in the first Superman Man of Tomorrow movie, which was terrible. That was it. But now she's there. Why? You don't know. They just keep zipping back and forth through time and space, and all this until the first half hour to probably 40 minutes of this movie is beyond confusing. You don't understand what the hell is going on, what they're trying to do, what they're trying to set up. It's really ridiculous. I mean, like I say, it could have worked had they spent the last few movies building something to actually grow on, but they didn't. So now you're just trying to play catch up and hoping that, you know, at the end of it, you don't miss something that's supposed to be what it's not. But it's what it is. So again, it's the back and forth, the this and that, the other, all of this stuff. And then they end up, Barry ends up going back again, and there's this mysterious homeless man who keeps talking about the world is ending and telling Barry, you know, they have to do this and that. And the homeless man could either be, Dr. Fate or John Constantine or somebody, because he has magic and one of the other. I mean, I have a pretty good idea of who it is, but you know, they've changed this so much. I don't even want to speculate on what's going on. So Barry ends up back again another time, another part now, where the Justice League is making their big announcement to the world, and then, you know, the Amazo robot shows up, and Lex Luthor's in a battle suit there along with it. And like for some reason, Superman is like a masochist, because all he does is just get the life sucked out of him by this robot. Like literally, that's all that happens. The robot shows up, it comes right in front of him, starts sucking the life out of him, he drops long on the ground. And when it's sucking the life out of him, then it starts to suck the life out of Martian Manhunter, then it starts to suck the life out of Vixen, which the last part makes no sense because the robot is programmed to absorb the power of metahumans or meta people of the metagene and all that this stuff. Superman isn't humans. I don't know how that working because or maybe it's because you have any parasite thing in it. Okay, that could work fine, but Vixen isn't a metahuman. She has a magic totem that gives her animal powers. That's it. But somehow it's sucking that out too. Don't know why, whatever. And then Batman now has this plan that okay, Batman's plan is that the Justice League Watchtower, which is overhead, apparently he has some kind of ship on it. I don't think it's the Javelin. It looks like a kind of mini bat pod or something. And he launches it from there. Now I'm thinking, okay, common sense would dictate that you wait until the thing is overhead or you have it programmed beforehand. And then you launch it, it comes straight down, picking up speed and movement as it comes down, and it crashes into the flicking android, completely wiping it off because that'll be like a nuke going off. Right? Common sense. Now, had they had Green Lantern, they could have put up a barrier or something like that. Okay, no. He doesn't do that. What Batman does is launch the thing there and then fly it in. It's coming there, so then so all Lex Luthor has to do is just shoot it down, bam. And why is Lex Luthor even there? You only saw him once in the first Superman Man of Tomorrow movie as well. But now he's back again because apparently they just needed him. God, I think it's so freaking confusing. Then they find out this whole thing that, Dr. Ivo, who created the android, Lex Luthor poisoned him with some kind of genetic disease that was killing him, and then the android, Ivo died because, the thing about it is that the whole absorbing the meta gene and then passing it on to people would cure them. When the android tries to pass that on to Ivo, it kills him instantly, yeah, because apparently common sense doesn't dictate, that's not going to work, but whatever. So that happens. All that nonsense take place in the first 40 minutes of this movie, and you were left rolling your eyes after that. Let me get to the second part now. And the Monitor has gathered heroes from across the multiverse. Would have been interesting had you actually done something to meet any of these people beforehand, because they just show up and someone just stand around in the background and you don't even know why. And then there's Harbinger, who collected Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman in the last movie. Turns out Harbinger is Supergirl. Why is Harbinger Supergirl? We don't know. What happened to her? We don't know. Last time we saw her, she was in the 31st century. What happened? We don't know. But you're not supposed to ask questions about that, I guess. I guess they'll tell in the next movie or something, maybe, but still confusing. So they all arrive on the Monitor's space station, if you want to call it. And they start to meet and then, Batman meets Robin, Dick Grayson, and he tells him that, on his Earth, Batman raised him as his partner. But in this one, in the Earth one, where we're flashing them all is though, Batman came to Barry and wanted to put, Dick Grayson in foster care because he didn't want many more, and that was it. Then we also get to meet Huntress and stuff, and she's apparently Batman and Catwoman's daughter. All of these things would have had some kind of emotional impact, and you don't literally anything with it, no. When the Monitor does come and tell all of them what's going on about the antimatter wave and all kind of thing, question comes out there. He has some questions about all of this, and he was asking, okay, and another cool character you did absolutely nothing with. Question is a cool character. You could have done a movie with it, so you could have set up the character better. No, doesn't happen. You even get to find out that the Earth 2 version of Superman and Wonder Woman are together. And apparently he had a Lois on his Earth, but then time passed and Lois died, and he's a little older, and he's telling Earth 1 Superman that Diana is immortal, but they're not immortal. They're not immortal. They won't live forever. And I'm like, okay, there are two versions of when it comes to Superman and whether or not he's immortal. Literally, Superman's body is a giant energy battery. Energy constantly replenishes in his body, constantly replenishes his cells, and the fact that cellular breakdown will never happen with Superman. He can literally live forever. Or the other version is that he will live thousands, if not millions of years. As long as his body keeps producing energy like that, that's Superman. So I don't know what they're trying to do in this one. I can't even talk about it, but that's it. So they have all been gathered there to be like a think tank to find a way to stop this antimatter wave from killing all of them. They even bring in Dr. Light, and she has a smart mouth as well, some scientists or whatever. Good, they bring her there, all of that. And they're trying to figure out how to stop this wave. While all of this is going on, Flash brings them coffee. And apparently Flash now, because of something that's happening to him, and apparently when he was on the crime syndicate world, he absorbed more energy of the speed force or something. So he could now move faster than ever, vibrate between dimensions and all kind of stuff, because he just flip-flopping through different dimensions at will, and all of this he could do. Alright, so they decide the plan now is to build these giant towers and have them act like a kind of tuning fork. And the tuning fork will literally disrupt the wave and save the Earth, because apparently in each universe, the first world to get destroyed is always Earth, and then they just wipe out the rest of the universe and continues on. So they're building the tower. Okay, they're building the tower. And then, Barry flips back again to his wedding day with the diaries and all this stuff, and you're like, okay, come back again. So they're building the tower. The wave suddenly shows up, because apparently the wave is sentient. It figured out what they were going to do, and it came to kill all of them. So what does Flash do? He enters Flash time, and he takes Iris in there with him. And then this is the other stupid part, right? Well, next thing you know now, Barry is old, Iris is old, and apparently they have been in Flash time for like 50 years or something, so, right? And like probably only like 5 seconds, if even so much has passed in the regular time, right? And they've spent the last 50 years trying to finish build the tower, right? Trying to finish build the tower. And they're also the Amazo Android's head is there, and they hooked it up to the tower. I don't know why, but whatever. And then while Iris is finishing tightening something, she suddenly has a heart attack and drops down there. And then Barry goes over to her, and they have a little movement, and then she dies. Okay, it's a heartbreaking moment, but it would have been much more meaningful had you set up something involving these characters, but no. But then this whole Flash time thing makes no sense, because Barry could still move at super speed while he's in the Flash time. So he could have built the tower much faster than it takes years to do. Or, common sense, he could have pulled Superman into Flash time with him. Because keep in mind, he did still, he's much faster, and he could do much more things now ever since he absorbed more energy. So he could very well do it. He could have pulled Superman in with him. You understand me? Or pull in 1 or 2 other people along with him or whatever. And they could have finished building the tower in like 5 minutes. Rather than you spending 50 years in there with Iris. And then, both all they get old and all kind of stuff. And then, eventually they're not building, they're not completing the tower. He runs on the cosmic treadmill, generates the power. The android absorbs it and then channels it back into the tower. I don't even know how that works, but so when the wave passes now, it doesn't destroy the Earth. Barry's still old, and then he starts zipping through time again, whatever reason. And then at the end of it now, people start to vanish. People literally start to just disintegrate, because apparently something changed in the past, and Supergirl is left there crying, and because she literally sees Brainiac 5 disappear also in a hologram and all of that. I mean, this movie is so badly done and so badly constructed. The animation quality is crap. Like I said from the very beginning, it's really crap. But the whole thing is very confusing. And I mean, if you're just a casual person who hasn't seen all the Tomorrowverse movies, sadly I have. But you know, if you listen to that, you'll be confused. If you're somebody who has seen all the Tomorrowverse movies, you'll be even more confused and they're asking yourself like, why is this happening? What's going on? You didn't set up anything for this. What's going on? What's this? Nothing is done. You're not sure what's going on. People who are supposed to be dead are alive. People who are supposed to be alive and are not there. You're bringing all these characters from across the multiverse, and the majority of them just kind of stand around in the background doing what? I don't know. You had to set up something, and then, you know, the whole crime syndicate, they were only there just to be killed. That was it. Nothing about this movie make any sense, and this is the first movie in the trilogy. And I'm just saying, you know what, just let the wave wipe them out and be done with it as far as I am concerned. My final rating for Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, I give this movie a 1 out of 5. It's pretty standard for all the Tomorrowverse movies, and I'm just waiting for this entire Tomorrowverse to just be wiped out. That's it. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. You'll be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.